Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia, and I am happy to bring you Facebook Live every Wednesday morning, Australia time, and happy to see my friends join me here. Hello, Karen, Paula, and Nikki. Good to see you. I'm going to get started here. So before I jump into my projects today, I wanted to do another quick tout of the autumn tutorial bundle that I'm part of. I'm one of 82 Stampin' Up! Demonstrators from around the world who have made a written and pictorial tutorial for you using the autumn themed products in the current mini catalog. Hello, Roseanne. And I have a printout of one of the tutorials to show you real fast because I know it's kind of hard to know what you're buying if you don't see it. So there's 82 different projects in there, and they're all set up in this format. This is one by Alejandra Gomez in the US, and I checked her metric measurements, but there's a picture. You get a nice big picture of the completed project. You get a list of supplies. You get the measurements in both metric and imperial. And like I said, we have checked each other. So if you're used to working in metric, you check somebody's metric measurements when they did theirs in imperial and vice versa. And then you get the instructions. Again, it's all nice and clearly laid out with extra pictures as you need them. There is contact information for the demonstrator if you have any questions. You will only get these projects in this bundle. We're not putting them on our blogs. You won't find them somewhere else. And like I said, it's $35 Australian, which comes out to about 21 or so US. There's a link on my blog and my website, and they download in four PDF documents to download them, and you can go through them on your computer and just print out the pages that you want or print out the whole thing. Anyway, it's a great, huge bundle of stuff. There's something for everyone's taste in there, I think, because I've seen them all, and there's lots and lots of stuff. Anyhow, today I am using the current Mojo Monday sketch. It's number 544, and I printed it out and I scribbled my metric equivalents to her inches stuff on here. That's why it's a little crowded and messy. But I've pre-planned using it in two different ways, so hopefully I've got a nice mix of pre-planned ideas and stamping for you. But you know me, I like my sketch challenges. So here we go. The first one, well, the color scheme for both of them come out of the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper. And the first one, I'm going to use the beautiful Autumn stamp set. I suppose I could give another little tout right now. I've used this stamp set and its coordinating punches as a basis for a Stamp With Me, Get It Free class here in Australia. And I will very quickly show you the projects that we're making, because if you would like to buy the written tutorial for this, I can arrange that as well. So there's card number 1, 2, and 3. And Roseanne, thank you for sending the link to this one. This one's very fun. And it also opens up. And there's that one. And I did a little bonus one. So those are the cards that are in my Stamp With Me. You get it free class, and basically you pay for the Stampin' Up! Product. If you're in Australia, you pay for the Stampin' Up! Product, and I send you the class kit for pennies for what you get. So on to today's project. I'm using this stamp set and these papers to put together a version of that sketch. So I'm going to set that aside. What I did is I pre-cut all my layers, and I decided to mat my layers for this one. So each one has a mat and a piece of designer series paper. So to start with, we're going to do just a bunch of gluing. And I'm looking at the comments here as we go. So, oh, I'm glad you like those. I will put a link up for those directions in case anyone wants to buy them. I do have measurements again in inches and in centimeters. So wherever you are, it should be quick and easy to make them. Oh my goodness, how crooked can I make this? That's why I love the liquid glue. I can just get a moment to nudge it into place. I think that side with all the foil is pretty too. I'm gonna have to come up with something to make with that. But I like this stripe a lot as well. We can tell the days are getting longer here. Thank goodness. It's just getting very, very, very hard to keep locking down. But last night, I don't know if you guys saw on my Facebook, last night, for the first time in weeks and weeks, we got some takeout. And it felt good to just walk down there and pick it up, even though the food was cold, pretty cold by the time we got back. We got tacos, and that was good. And I hadn't even realized they were there. I feel really silly because they're really close to the apartment, but they were good. The couple who owns it's just a little tiny hole in the wall type of place, but they had a couple stints in Mexico and missed the food so much they decided to open a restaurant when they got back, and they did good. Okay, so start layering this up. And she's got this one next. This one. Yeah, sorry guys. It's getting to be fall there. But hopefully by the time it's really nice weather here, we'll be off of such strict lockdown, because that makes it really, really hard when you can't go out and do things outside of 5 kilometers from your house. Okay, I'm gonna do a little stamping on the circle, And I think what I'd like to use is this Life is Better with You. I'm going to go ahead and do it in the early espresso. I think this is going to be for Glenn, because here in Australia, Father's Day is actually the first Sunday in September. It's not in June. So I think I'm going to use this for his Father's Day card. There we go. You know me, I'm obsessive about cleaning my stamps, both so they don't stain and because I'm as likely to drop something on it and get it messed up. And then I'm going to use this piece of scrap and stamp some of the images that can be punched out here. So here's an acorn or two, and the acorn cap. I think we'll stamp that off. Crumb cake for the bottom. These line up really nicely. I've had some that have not been so easy to line up, but this fills in super nicely, I think. So there's that one. I think we'll do maple leaf in the mint macaron. Stamp that off just a little bit. Here we go. And get an oak leaf here in the Cajun Craze. You can see I am using my foam mat underneath with these photopolymer stamps to get a nice impression, especially because these fill ones are solid. There we go. Okay, let's see how we're doing. We may need to do a few more, but let's punch these out and see how we're doing. Whee! Okay. Go. Trying to decide about some dimensionals. going to pop that up. Nope, I think I'm going to keep that down. But pop up the punches. I think that's the way to go. Still over 100 in Arizona, yeah. I keep my eye on that. It still pops up on my Facebook, either because friends have posted it or because the Arizona news crew thinks I'm still there. Yeah, that's brutal. It really is. Okay, there's those. And I think we'll go ahead and glue that down. Like so. And then I'll put a piece of Very Vanilla in there, and I'll probably stamp a couple little leaves in the corner. But there's that one. And I will bring that back later. I'm just going to do a quick cleanup of some of these stamps. Yeah. We're slowly warming up this week. It was really, really chilly over the weekend for us, you know. Lows in the high 30s and highs in the high 40s. That's quite chilly for us. And part of it is because it's accompanied by really high winds off the Southern Ocean, which come straight up from the Antarctic and are just bitterly cold. So yeah, I stayed inside most of the weekend. Okay, so this one is using basically the same color scheme, but I'm not using Designer Series paper this time. I'm going for plain cardstock, except some of this brushed metallic. And I'm not sure if this is the bronze or the gold. It's bronze, gold, and copper, and I think I know which one the copper is. I'm not sure which one they're calling bronze or gold. So anyhow, I have the lightest of the three colors here for one of the layers. And I'm using the Love of Leaves stamp set. And this is the one that I used to make my tutorial in that big tutorial bundle. So if you like this stamp set, I know there's quite a few in there. I showed you one, the printed one I showed you, but I used that one as well. And what was I thinking I was doing? Yes, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to set these two pieces aside. I'm going to stamp, I think I'm going to stamp, I'm so glad you're in my life. I really thought this was clean, but it looks a little funky there. There we go. And again, I think I'm going to use the earliest espresso. And this one, I'm rotating the sketch actually. I don't know if you caught that, the way I had it on there. I'm rotating it 90 degrees so that it's vertical instead of horizontal. So where's my picture? Here we go. I'm gonna do it this way. And let's see here. So like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hold off on gluing. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut some of these leaves with the dies. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my new cut and emboss machine. These are the dies that go with this set. And you can stamp the images and cut them out with just outline if you want. Or you can do outline with this stitched basically it's a stitched emboss cut into it. And that's what I'm gonna do for a number of these. And I thought I'd just show you here. And these just inset in there. And it just turns and glides so nice and easy. I've played with this quite a bit since I first got it, and I'm really, still really, really liking it. So here's, that's just so crisp and so nice, and the faux stitching in there is just so cool. I like that. So there's one of those. What else was I gonna do? Instead of the circle in the sketch, I'm just going to do kind of a bundle of leaves, I think. I just need to kind of figure out which ones and which colors. And some of them I've gone ahead and taped together just so that they're easy to place and use, since I'm using them together a lot. See? And these. So Karen, do you go to Sarah Edwards retreats? Because I'm wondering if we met. If you do, I'm wondering if we met at one of those before I moved here to Melbourne. I went to one that she had. What am I thinking here? Am I getting bowing on the plates? Yes, I am getting bowing on the plates. But I think that I remember getting a lot more bowing on my Big Shot when it was newer than I did the last several years. And I think that's kind of just kind of a price you pay for getting a nice tight fit. And I guess I'm kind of okay with that, because I like the cut that it gets. So I am trying to flip my plates, especially the bottom one. There's some bowing on this one, but it's the bottom one in particular that bows. And I guess I'm just willing to pay that as a price. Okay, let's see what we've got going. See if we need to cut any more, if we're in good shape. Bring this back in, just for the heck of it. Bring my pieces back in. And what I thought I would do was a couple of strips of this really cool basket weave ribbon in place of that's taking the place of this strip. And I think I want it to be above this layer. And then I've got these to put on there. And I think that's going to be enough leaves. I'll probably snip. Okay, I'm going to be pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and layer. I was wondering about embossing. I was wondering about embossing this card base. Grab that. I'm just going to do it off to the side here. I'm going to use the Tasteful Textile. Karen, I did the July 2018 retreat at the that retreat center up in Carefree. Let's see how this goes here. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good choice. Okay. Yeah, not quite so plain. Yep. Happy with that. Oh, we probably ran into each other. There weren't so many people here that we didn't see each other at some point. Are you going to her ones these days? I don't know. So there's that. This one, no sliding around. That's the problem with the foil, is that A, it's slippery, and B, if you get glue where you don't want it, you won't ever get it off without leaving a mark. So once it's down, it's down. There we go. I'm gonna get some tear and tape for that. see how this works. There's one. There's two. Okay, my scissors with the longer. Oh, that didn't do it. So much for the longer blade. Okay. I'll have to get back in there and try to straighten that up a little bit. Now these guys. No. I don't even know if I got glue on these first couple. Don't think so. Yeah, that's the problem with the little holes. It does ooze through a bit. Here we go. I think I will trim off those. And I think I will locate my dimensionals. Really? Oh. There we go. And I think I can go in with my adhesive eraser and remove a little bit of sticky. take care of it. Perfect. Okay, so there it is in two different dimensions, two different directions. Same color scheme. Two different iterations. So I hope you like that. There's the sketch. You can see I did it horizontally like that here, and I modified it a little bit to go here. Yeah, I put that layer underneath this one just because I wanted to with the ribbon. And that's what I have for you today. Don't forget to check out the tutorials that I've got for you on my website. I will put the beautiful autumn class project up there, as well as making sure you can find that autumn tutorial bundle. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions or requests for next time. I will do my best to answer and accommodate that. Otherwise, have a great week stamping, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.